and I'm catching a little bit of Hassan Campbell's live stream or whatever, but this part just kind of stood out to me. So I said, let me do a video on it, and you'll know as I go along why. As you know, it's something I could actually relate to, that he's trying to make a point of, but something just seems a little bit off, and I'll get into it. Let's let it play a little bit.
But you know what I don't understand? Or maybe I do understand. It's like, why is so many people worried about what my nationality is? What, you can't hear the message? Why you focus on my nationality? What, you can't hear the message?
Okay, little real side note, ain't really the crux of what I want to say, but a lot of people that, you know, look at your phenotype or whatever and hear you going off on black people, you know, even within your insults and even when in your upliftment of black people, certain people that may not look at you and right away say this is a black man, they may take exception to a couple of those things. I've had that come my way as well. You know, you don't really see my face in this video, but if you know my videos, I'm Tone Space, you know what I look like, you know what I'm talking about. But let me get to the main part.
It's about the message. But I wish I could turn my skin.
This right here.
Right, because then I'll become your God.
This part right here, I just had to pause it and speak on this right quick. All right, you're saying you wish you could turn your skin as white as a piece of paper in your hand. So you're saying if your complexion goes from what your complexion currently is now to white as snow or that paper, you're saying that would then have people thinking that you may be white. Though the point of what I'm saying is currently your skin complexion is already at that parameter, at that point where it could be considered white. In fact, there's actually white people that may be darker than you. And I say this from a real true place because I am of a comparable, you can't really see it in the shadow, but I am of a comparable skin complexion. Anyone that's not familiar with me, just look at my avatar. Well, I don't avatar, I got like a picture of me far off. Look at one of my other videos and you'll see exactly what I look like. I look like I'd be his brother, his cousin or something, right? So the point of what I'm saying is you're already of the skin tone where you could be taken for white. Now I could see if you said, if my nose were less broad, if my lips were thinner, can't even really say your hair. All right, sure, if your hair was straight, but your hair is curly, kind of like how mine is. So, yeah, I could see phenotypically your facial features. If your eyes were lighter or something like that or whatever. Okay, fine. Then you could be people's god because they think you are white. But the point of what I'm saying is currently your complexion is already at that. You could be someone's god because they think you are white. You know, I only say that being that that's the point you're trying to convey. I don't necessarily agree that if you were just a white man saying the same stuff that people would just worship you. In fact, the reason you get some slack behind it is because people aren't considering you black enough to say certain things that you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even necessarily agree with that whole argument. But and you know, on the black thing, like I'm right there with you on this. You consider yourself a black man. I consider myself a black man on some real shit. I'm just gonna tell you where we kind of vary, or where I believe we vary in it, right? Okay, like I look at you as I understand you don't have any single white parents, so that means both your parents were black, of, you know, maybe a lighter hue. I think you said your pops is dark skin or whatever, kind of like me. My mom's is actually a little lighter than me, and my pops was a little darker. Both my mother's parents are from St. Thomas. My father's mother was French and Italian, and his father was black. So I don't, you know, I definitely look mixed, but I don't come from a single white parent, and I didn't grow up in a white environment or under any white influence. In fact, I grew up just a borough south to where you grew up. Same city, New York, you know, in Harlem. So yeah, comparable background, comparable phenotype, basically comparable experience or whatever. However, the only thing that I guess we vary is Yeah, I wouldn't hold up a whiter piece of paper and say if my skin were this color, I would be your god. No, your skin, bro, is already at that point. It's okay. It's okay, bro. Love the skin you're in. And I've been there, you know, with the whole enthralled into the whole pro-black movement. You learn about melanin, you learn this and that, and then you want to like reach for every point of melanation that you can. To this day, I still say that my true complexion comes out in the summertime because I get a nice golden crisp. Can't get enough of that golden crisp brown tan, and I consider that my true complexion. I consider this winter shit I'm on right now some old bullshit. I'll just keep it real with you. I still carry that. You know what I mean? So it's like I can relate to what you're saying. You know, but at the same time, there's a point where we got to be realists. No, dude, you're already of that complexion that you could be a white man if you just had whiter features. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. And ironically, you do this video right when you have like you said you messed up with your shaving, so you shaved your whole joint off. You know, considering that a lot of white people go, you know, what my cousin called that shit, butt face. You know what I'm saying? Butt bald in the face. You know, white people love to pull that shit off. So it's actually just ironic that you actually don't got your stash or any beard popping off along with this. But yeah, man, it's okay. You don't gotta like reach for a whiter thing. Like, yeah, I think most white people are actually probably around yours and my complexion. Maybe a little shade lighter in between that paper and you. But I mean, come on. Like, yeah, damn, you can't see this because of the shadow. All right, I got this white shoestring, and I got my light-skinned ass finger. It's hard to see this like, well, look, I don't gotta put this white shoestring up to this thing and say if I were this complexion. I'm literally this man's complexion, and I recognize that is a complexion where I could be, considered white. But yeah, like I said, I do consider myself black, just like you do. However, where I think we vary is that if somebody calls me mixed, I won't deny that. Because, okay, socially, geographically, how I grew up, where I grew up, the parents that I actually had, neither of them being a full white person, sure, I consider myself black due to that as opposed to mixed, since I don't have an all-white parent and an all-black parent. However, I'm a realist. I know phenotypically I look like I'm mixed. I actually have lighter eyes as well. You know what I'm saying? I got black features and all that too, of course. But yeah, I got your skin complexion with lighter eyes, comparable hair texture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so if somebody calls me mixed, I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just try to deny it. I mean, you know, if it comes up, I'll acknowledge to people that, yeah, I consider myself a black man. But if someone else doesn't consider me that, I'm cool with that, because I know phenotypically what I am. Yes, on a genetic scale, I am a mixed person. On a genetic scale, you are a mixed person too. But yeah, it's just this one thing with the paper, bro. You're already that complexion to be considered a white dude. It's okay. It's okay.
Because what Massa say, he say, R. Kelly guilty. You say, yes, Massa. R. Kelly guilty. He guilty. Him's guilty. Nigga, I've been sitting up there talking about R. Kelly for the last 3 years on social media, and y'all said nothing.
All right. I just wanted to get that little point off real quick.